This right here is the Not an Influencer playbook. We're going to start off with who and what even is this brand? What is their DNA? What is it all about? We're going to see some key moments. We're going to see the plays that they have been making throughout their time, which has only been a year. We're going to have some takeaways, everything that you should be able to take away from them. And then if I worked for them, what are some things that I would do and I would add onto their already amazing brand? So let's get right into it, my brother. So check it out, right? Who is not an influencer, right? Not an influencer is a fashion / streetwear brand, right? You see they got a nice little 18K followers. So you might look and be like, oh, they ain't got too many followers on the gram, but you definitely have seen their shirts, right? There's no question that you've seen their branding and their logo. I put right here, as seen on, right? We've seen DDG love on this shirt. We've seen Deshae fuck with this shirt. It seems like it's very genuine. These people are actually putting on, right? Because a lot of times people will send their merch in and be like, hey, streamer, can you please, show your stream about da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? P.O. box type shit. But, people are actually wearing this and it's actually getting a lot of eyes and a lot of attention. So I love that. Again, in the who department, we got our guy right here, Matthew Hall, right? So this brand was actually started in 2024. Okay. And, hold on. Let me see if it might be better that I don't got that set up. That's fine. So, like I say, this brand was started in 2024. Hold on. I got something. I don't have to open up the whole thing. I can open this right here. Keep it cute. Yes. Boom. Brand was started in literally a year ago. You know what I'm saying? It's been a year plus, you know what I'm saying? Almost 2 years. And I feel like they've been taking over. You see what I'm saying? Matthew Hall seems to be a cool little dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, he came through, started January 2024. His first drop was in February, actually dropping all of, the merch. Again, it's a very simple thing that's going on the chest and stuff like that. We'll get into it, right? It seems like he's been in the fashion area. He's been dropping tees. He's been putting people on. He's been making connections for years. You see what I'm saying? We see right here an example of him, like I say, dropping tees for the FSU versus LSU game, right? And he talking about some 600 plus people in our first licensed shirt. That's very crazy, right? So, you know what I'm saying? He's been on game. He's been doing this. Then you can see, he has a brand with his homie, or I believe his homie has the brand. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's called Dro Vision. I've seen these watches, these little finger watches. I did not necessarily know that was them. You know what I'm saying? That's fire. That's really cool. So they really have standout pieces. That's something that just goes with them and their brand DNA, him and his homie. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's helped out his boy build this brand, get these little finger watches all over the place. That is what's going on with Not an Influencer, right? When we get to their brand DNA, right? What are they really about? I love the thing that Matthew Hall says, and it's in his bio. He says it's been in his bio for years. He feels like he's not an influencer. He's just influential. And I think obvious, like that's fire. You see what I'm saying? That's such a fire way to put that, to say that. And again, he said he's had this in his bio for years already. That's just how he feels. That's how he feels about himself. Again, he said things like, oh yeah, people will come up to me and I guess he gives off a certain vibe, and it's like, oh, are you an influencer? Nah, I'm not an influencer. You start saying something over and over so many times, and you get to feeling like, let me get a little funny with it. Let me get a little slick. Nah, I'm not an influencer. I'm just influential. You see what I'm saying? Like, so now that means that people are noticing. Okay, cool. You got your thumbprint on a few things that I'm seeing around me, and so yeah, I'm just influential. You know what I'm saying? I'm an influencer. I'm just influential. You see? So, like I say, if you go back in time, this is the earliest picture that we can get of him on his page. But yeah, he's outside, bro. He's outside. He's doing things. He's chopping it up with certain people. He's in certain rooms. Again, just influential. You see what I'm saying? And so when we talk about the brand DNA, that's where we're coming from, right? This is for somebody who they put this on, and that's exactly how they feel. Like, nah. Don't hype me. Don't gas me. Don't do too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm just influential. I do what I do, and I do it nice. You see what I'm saying? And so I think the lovely thing about this is that the brand is the statement. The statement is the brand. It's right there on the chest. This is one of those things that this is all you need, right? Not every single brand name can do it like this, right? A lot of times brands will have such intricate ways of trying to explain themselves and their backstory and this and that. Not to say that it's always bad, right? Not to say that that's always going to fuck you up. However, when it comes to you like this and you have that light bulb over your head, ding, oh wait, not an influencer, put that on the shirt. I think it's a beautiful thing. There's nothing else to talk about, right? So this is very minimal, and it's just a word mark. The word mark is the logo is the brand is the statement. It's all wrapped up in one, and it'll also be to your interpretation at a certain point as well. And so that's a beautiful thing. I think this right here is kind of catching on to the trendy vibe. And I don't want to call it so much trendy because we have been in a prolonged era of minimalism, right? From Virgil's 3% rule, which he spoke about in 2013. I didn't necessarily know that. 2013, we go back and he's speaking on, the 3% rule. And that has been going on until now, right? We are still in an era of minimalism. I believe the pendulum is shifting a little bit because we're seeing, swag come back. People like LaFleur, I believe. He's coming through with, the swag and the throwback outfits and loud pieces with cheetah print and zebra print and stuff like that, right? But we've actually been in the minimal era for a long time, right? You look at Skims, minimal. You look at Yeezy, minimal. You look at, again, Virgil, minimal. You look at logos. If you're paying attention to what logos are doing right now, and we all hate it, right? I hate it. I want to say most people did not sign up for this. But yeah, even logos and big companies are going minimal with their stuff right now, right? And so that's kind of why I kind of want to say it's a trend in a way, right? Because we've had things like the Charlie XCX, the Brat album to kind of show you, okay, cool, like this, we're not doing anything with the creative. You see what I'm saying? We're not looking to make a design or do this or do that, right? Here it is in big bold letters, and that's it. And now we're actually taking her, Charlie XCX, we're taking this same font, and you see the same font pop up so many other places. You see what I'm saying? So again, that's very trendy right now. So that is what makes this work even more. And then again, you see things like A$AP Rocky, you see things like Justin Bieber, very minimal. Minimal is a prominent thing right now, and that's what makes this brand slap really hard right now, right? Some key moments that we're picking up from the non-influencer brand. I think that this is, if you go back on their page, this is the first key moment, the first big thing that has happened. Now, I wish I knew a little bit more about the back end and how this was actually put together. Who are these people, and why did they all sign up to be a part of this? Who's the director of it? I believe it's Matt Hall, right? That is the director of all of it, right? But again, that shows you that he knows people. He's outside. He has those connections, right? So, again, you go back, and when Carnival by Kanye was out, right? Carnival with who was in there? Playboy Cardi, Ty Dolla. Ye was like, yo, everybody post and, get together and do the chant and whatever the case may be. And so not only did Matt Hall go ahead and put that together, right? He went ahead and he was wearing his own shit, not an influencer, before it even dropped. And number one, by itself, it went crazy. Number two, Ye reposted it. As you can see right here, it's still up on his TikTok. So we have 16,000 comments. People are like, yo, what's going on? What is that shirt, right? And I love the strategic placement. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's not too far, and he's not like the first one in the front. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to play it cool. Like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, if you directed this whole shit, nigga, you know what I'm saying? But I love it. You know what I'm saying? He kind of sort of I don't want to say in the middle, but just second row, and you see it. Like, hey, make sure, hey, you can see it, right? Make sure you can, okay, right. So you make sure that you see the logo right there on the chest. And yeah, a lot of people had questions. A lot of people wanted to know what's going on. What is that about? Like, is this a real thing? Is it already a thing? Am I late to something? What did I miss? Who? You see what I'm saying? Because again, like, just the brand name and the word mark is fire by itself, bro. It's just one of those things, bro. Like, you catch on to these things. I don't want to say once in a lifetime, like for everybody, but I feel like for individuals, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's that one thing that just makes sense, and you catch it, and once you catch it, you're gone with it, right? Not everybody is gonna have that type of brand. There's nothing wrong with that, but this is one of those type of brands, right? So again, we're talking about key moments. Then he has a lot of celebrity cosigns. Now, again, it's a difference, right? I mean, shoot, even with Lil Yachty being here, we could have a conversation. But I'm saying, like, Cash Cobain, the story behind that, if you go ahead and I did the research, so you don't have to, right? Cash Cobain saw the shirt. He said, yo, I want that. Let me get one. So he got one. They gave him another one. And then again, obviously, this one specifically has the little New York sign on it. Beautiful, right? So a lot of celebrities, they see it and they fuck with it. Again, it's just that one of those messages that is so perfectly balanced with everything for the right person to really hit off and fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Then he got the hats. The hats are coming up, blowing off. They're doing amazing. They look amazing. And again, it's one of those products that people just want to wear. So you put that on, and we have some other people that you can see. This is a bag right here. Caribou. We got 2J's kicks. Yeah, man. Again, people fuck with it so heavy that they have no problem putting it on and repping it. Because that's just what it is, right? We have the hats as well. Like I say, the hats is so hard. Because the way that it kind of came about was from the shirts. So now the shirts, he kind of put together different cities, and he had the Florida F, from Florida Marlins. He put on, the New York, he put on the Atlanta Braves. And then you kind of elevate that to the hats. So you have the hats, and then you have not an influencer on the back of the hat. And so, yeah, going into that market from, okay, cool, we got t-shirts and we got the branding on the t-shirt, and now we're kind of elevating to, you know what, we could do hats as well. This is opening up the floodgates to being able to do anything and everything with not an influencer right there on it. The man can sell a brick again, it's just like Supreme. It's just like Off-White. You see what I'm saying? You can put those words on anything, and it means so much, and it goes so far in depth into interpretations for me, for you, for the owner. Yeah, you could really put that on anything. So yeah, elevating to the hats, that was a big moment. And then getting Yachty and DDG in there, that was definitely a big moment. And Central C, those were big moments for the brand because of who they are, but also, oh yeah, Lil Yachty, he just cut his hair and I helped him figure out what size he is. Literally, you see it live. I helped him figure out what size he is. So now it's my brand. I'm going to put my stamp on that. I help Yachty figure out his hat size. That's fire. You see what I'm saying? And then Central C, Central wanted the right, went through his team, whatever the case may be, threw that shit on, went and performed live with it. So that's a beautiful thing. Definitely a big moment, switching from the shirts to the hats. Now, the Complex shop, I'm so confused by it, but I love it. I'm not, you can't be mad. That shit is fire, bro. But I don't know what it is. I haven't done too much research on what the Complex shop is. Maybe I should have did a little bit in that area, right? But this, for me, this was the introduction to the Complex shop for me, truth be told. Let me see. And no, I mean, I did go on there, right? We're doing a little detour right now. I did go on there to see the hats. Went on there and I saw, what's going on with the hats. But, how people get on this website, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? How, oh, am I lagging? Okay. Oh, shit, I'm lagging. Let me slow down, though. Let me get back over here. Because if I'm lagging, you know what I'm saying? If I'm lying, I'm flying. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. But, yeah, like I said, a Complex shop is crazy to me. I don't know what goes into the back end. Definitely, Matt Hall, hit me up. I would love to chop it up with you in general. I would love to chop it up with you about what the whole ordeal with the Complex shop is. How do you get involved with something like that? And, who reaches out to who? You know what I'm saying? How does the back end work? I would love to, again, myself go a little bit deeper into, why Complex is doing this. Complex is complex. Having a shop is always good. But you know what I'm saying? For me, it kind of just came out of nowhere. So definitely some due diligence is needed in this particular area for me. However, shout out to him for getting his shit in and on Complex shop. Because yeah, like I said, that's a big thing. That's a big moment. For that means that there's a part of your brand that it's like you don't have to do too much, right? Like the people can know Complex and can go to Complex shop and can be looking for some new drip, right? And then they come across your stuff through Complex, right? They don't have to know that this is a specific brand. They can just know like, yo, I like this shirt. I fuck with this shirt. I'm gonna buy this shirt right off of Complex. And so, yeah, Complex is complex. Complex is huge, right? So it's a beautiful thing to have your shit on Complex shop. Shout out to, oh, damn, I just have 4 viewers. Now I got 2 viewers. Shout out to the 2 viewers that I do have in this bitch. Say what's up. Let me know where y'all from. And let me know if there's anybody specific that you want to see done next. But we right here. Let's lock in with not an influencer. Now, another big thing for me personally, this is one of my personal favorite joints, was when they did the mystery box, right? I saw that. I haven't participated yet. I need me a shirt. Shout out to Matt Hall. Send me a shirt, my brother. Send me a shirt. Put that right here. You know what I'm saying? Because we need that. But yeah, when they did the mystery boxes, I felt like that was a moment. And I feel like this can be stretched and executed more often. You see what I'm saying? This can be something that goes on. We are in an era of you know what I'm saying, gamification, right? Gamifying mundane things is definitely a big thing, and it's a big win for the audience and for everybody to be involved. You see what I'm saying? So gamifying your clothes, your shit, that shit is fire, and I want more of it. I want to see more. So again, those are some big key moments coming from non-influencer. Now, the plays. Let's get into the plays a little bit, man, because there's a lot of things that you might look over. You see what I'm saying? And so let's make sure that we're really deep in it, fam. You see what I'm saying? Number one is Matthew Hall is outside. You see him at Atlanta Street Market. You see him at the Unfazed exhibit. You see him at Got Soul, right? He is always somewhere with his clothes, dropping new items and giving the people what they want in person, hand to hand, eye to eye, shaking your hand, getting in there with the right people, right? That's the way that you get to the Yachties. That's the way that you get to the Cash Cobains, right? Because he was at the right place at the right time. And so Atlanta Street Market is the right place for a brand, for a clothing brand. That's always the right place. You see what I'm saying? You make it big there, and then you bring it back home so that everybody can talk. Oh, shit, this is what I did at Atlanta Street Market. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm really like that. Okay, cool, right? When it comes to Unfazed exhibit, I don't know if people, have a problem or, you know what I'm saying, want to hate or want to fake hate on DDG, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, if there's something going on for the culture, make sure you tap in. Make sure you tap in, because DDG will be there. The next person will be there. The next person will be there. We see that Phantom was there. Let's not underestimate the influence and the power that these people have. Even if we want to say that they're corny, they're this, they're that, whatever the case may be. I don't know how people feel about DDG. I feel like he alright, you know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, just the fact that sneaker culture is expanding so much. So there's so many sneaker events that are always happening, and you got to make sure as a brand owner that you are there. As a clothing brand owner, you have to make sure that you have a rack. As a clothing brand owner, you have to make sure that you have a rack at your nearest market. At Atlanta Street Market, you have to make it out to Atlanta. You have to make it out to New York. You have to make it out to Got Soul and the other sneaker markets. You have to make it there with a few racks. And at the end of the day, if your product is nice like that, your product is nice like that. You see what I'm saying? If you go out to one of these markets and you don't sell out, you need to come back home, go back to the drawing board and rethink, what am I doing with my brand? What is wrong with my brand? Because there's no reason for you to be in Atlanta and people aren't fucking with you. Period, point blank. These is fashion niggas. They want to buy everything at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? So, make sure that, you're it's nice. Make sure you're hitting on it. You see what I'm saying? Let's speak on the strategic pop-ups. Now, the thing that Matt Hall does with these pop-ups is he'll come through with new inventory that hasn't been seen before, right? And so that's a good little way to really test. You want to see, okay, cool, are people fucking with this? Did this sell out? How is this doing? You see what I'm saying? You bring a few samples of something that you really like right next to the very, modern, traditional XYZ, the things that everybody's already buying. You give it a little mix, you test the waters, you do a little bit of experimenting. You see what I'm saying? So again, that's a play. That's a play right there that we need to pay attention to, right? We have to elevate what we have, but we don't want to go too far. So, you give a little balance and you see how people react. You see what I'm saying? Audience hacking. That's what I call it, right? Audience hacking is a little bit more than meeting DDG, meeting Lil Yachty, meeting a famous person, and recording yourself, giving them the shirt, and then they grab it and they say thank you, and then you go back and you say, "Oh, Lil Baby grabbed my shirt." It's not that. It's not that at all. You see what I'm saying? There's a little bit of a deeper meaning behind this audience hacking energy, this audience hacking thought process, right? We want to make sure that we have the right people showcasing our product to the audience that we want. You see what I'm saying? So there's that value exchange, because it's like, here you go. This is my shirt, and this is actually something that embodies who you are. This makes sense to you, right? And so we have, like I say, a not so local creator, Call Me Corey, right? He's at like 50K followers or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? He's solid, right? But then he's also like just reachable enough that, okay, cool, here you go. And now when you put this on, now all of his followers is like, oh shit, what's going on? You see what I'm saying? Very strategic in terms of hacking other people's audience, right? You got 2J's kicks, you want that. You know what I'm saying? You got Central C, you want that. These people are signing up to wear these things, right? Again, it's not just the handoff while they're walking and you never know if they're going to wear it, or it's not just, oh, it seems like they just kind of threw it on. Like, these people appreciate the brand because it actually speaks to them. So make sure that you're getting in with the right people, and that's how you kind of audience hack that way, right? The 3% rule from Virgil has been applied here. And you have to understand, because we started right here with pink and black hoodies, right? Zip up hoodies. And I'm sure that we started here because this was something that Matt Hall wanted. This was something that Matt Hall liked. I haven't seen the pink hoodies drop since. This is almost a rare piece. When I remember seeing, I wanted that pink. I see Matt Hall, and I've seen a few other things that he's put on and wears, and you know what I'm saying, he does the nail polish and this and that. I'm saying this to say, I see that he could fuck with a pink. You see what I'm saying? I've seen him have big flare sweatpants as well. You see what I'm saying? That are pink. I fuck with the pink. I fuck with the pink heavy. I want one of the pink ones. You see what I'm saying? Like, more than a black one, more than a white tee. I want one of the pink ones. But at this point, that's a rare commodity right now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying this to say, right, the 3% rule, he starts here, right, with the black and pink hoodies. Then we change it a little bit. The logo is going to be the same, though, but we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to go summery white tees. And then we're going to change it a little bit. This was such a big step, right? And we're going to make sure that the NY, and like I said, the F for Florida Marlins and the A for Atlanta Braves, they're going to be incorporated in this shirt. That was one of the most genius ideas. I don't know if he was the first to do it. However, for me, he's the one that stands out, that I know, oh yeah, he did that, right? Because I got a homie that has a brand coming up, and he's doing a similar thing, and I'm not mad at it. When I have a brand that I want to start getting together, I'm going to be doing the same thing, a very similar thing. You see what I'm saying? That right there is gas. That right there is gas. So moving, again, little by little by little. And then we're going to hats. You see what I'm saying? Headwear. And so we're actually moving out of the just garments. And we're moving into another area. But it's just small increments, right? As we're going through. And I believe that his next drop is going to be the not an influencer, and then in cursive, just influential right there in the middle. And again, 3%. Work with what works. So we saw that the not an influencer in general, that shit worked. And so now we need to stretch it and change it just a little bit to keep the same vibe, but to elevate the product. And so here we are, right? We have this product elevated 1, 2, 3, 4 different times, right? And then another big play, last but not least, is what I mentioned already, is the city to city, right? And so how we're going from New York to Florida. Let me make sure I open this up so you can see that, right? So we have the Florida Marlins. We have the Atlanta Braves. We got the Hispaniolas. You see what I'm saying? For his people. For the para las Hispanos. I don't even know. You see what I'm saying? Like, for my people. That's amazing. And then we have the New York joint. Going city to city is another version of niching down, and we'll get into that a little bit more. But that definitely is another version of niching down. And Matt Hall himself said it. He said that the New York version of this shirt changed his life. Not the regular one, the New York one. The New York one went off, went crazy, went stupid. And so, yeah, whenever you can, call out to the fucking New York, the fashion capital, right? And Atlanta, the second fashion capital of America. Do what you can. Do what you can. And then Florida, that's where he's from, right? The Spanish, that's his background, right? When you have an opportunity to take your product and make it city by city version, definitely take that opportunity, because each city that you go to, they're going to appreciate it. They're going to love it. They're going to fuck with it so much more heavy. They're going to connect so deep with you, especially again when the product is good. When a product is raw, everybody can get one. But guess what? The New York, oh yeah, we're connected right here because I'm from New York and we're here. You know what I mean? There's such a depth in that relationship that gets started when you go to shout out another city through your clothes. I think that's a beautiful thing. So yeah, man, I mean, shoot. Let's get into the takeaways, right? I feel like first and foremost, be somebody worth following. Like I said, Matthew is outside. He's been doing this. He's been connecting with people. The brand, not an influencer, is actually an extension of Matthew Hall, right? This isn't something that he conjured up or he sat down and he tried to bust his head over because he wanted so bad to have a clothing brand. It's like, no, this is something that's so natural to me. This is who I am. So it's like, be you, do you. Don't hurt yourself. You see what I'm saying? What are your influences? Who are you? Do you know who you are? What are the things that you genuinely fuck with, that you genuinely would rock? You see what I'm saying? And build yourself up while you're going outside. Build yourself up while you're inside and you're studying certain shit. You see what I'm saying? Sharpen your tools, sharpen your knowledge. Be somebody worth following. That's step number one, right? In this playbook, that's step number one, right? And in this playbook, we have to have a standout product. Like I said, at the end of the day, not an influencer in those bold, minimalistic letters is killing everybody else that's over here busting their head about getting new designs, because he never has to worry about designs ever again if he doesn't want to. That shirt, the same way in different drops, it's gonna hit every time. It's gonna hit every time, right? So having a standout product is a part of this playbook, right? Everybody's gonna have something a little bit different into how they work it, into how they rock it. But just that one word mark, that one thing, go ahead and squeeze as much as you can out of it. And if you don't have one, then you got to keep going. If you haven't found that one product that's going to slap every single time, you have to keep going until you find that one. And once you find that one, stay right there. Pump the brakes. Stop trying to get so creative. Oh, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to explore and I want to make and I want to make and I want to make. Slow down. Because at the end of the day, we have to make money, right? We have to make sure that we're feeding ourselves, that we're feeding our family. And if that means that we have to drop the same shit from last season a couple more times, a couple more seasons later, trust. That'll be cool for you. Keep dropping that while you working on this big project that you think is gonna blow minds and that's gonna go crazy and it's gonna blase. Nah, that's cool. Keep working on that. But while you're working on that, drop that one thing that everybody is begging for. You see what I'm saying? That's the way to feed yourself, but then also balance that creative freedom as well, right? Then we got audience hacking, man. Like I say, audience hacking is so important. I feel like I really squeezed that topic out already, but I feel like audience hacking is so important because, yeah, I don't I feel like I said it already. I didn't want to come to this point where I'm like, oh shit, I'm saying the same thing, but I couldn't say anything different right now about audience hacking that I didn't say from before, right? We want to make sure that we are connecting with the right people, the people who's going to actually represent our brand extremely well because they feel exactly what our message is. And so now when their audience sees our message on the person that they're following, right, it's all going to connect. It's all going to make sense, right? We know that there's people out there that have a following and they cannot sell a lick of shit. You see what I'm saying? There's no reason for you to have 100,000 followers and you don't know how to sell a t-shirt. And that's real, right? Go ahead, go do your research on that. That is real. That people have so many followers, they're not able to sell, right? And so sometimes that audience hack, if you're a person who's not able to sell, get somebody who is able to sell. And then if you are getting into other people and other circles and other this and that, make sure that that person is able to sell. Make sure that the value exchange really does make sense and it lines up for everybody in the equation, right? Niching down. I think I said this already. Like I say, when we talk about niching down with your products, I hate the way that people try to avoid niching. People try so hard to avoid niching down. Listen to what I'm saying. You can have a brand that is quote unquote for everybody. Number one, it'll never be for everybody, right? But if you feel in your head that this is for everybody, all right, fine, whatever. The thing that is going to take you over the edge is taking that product that is for everybody, twisting it so that it can be niched down. Oh, we got an all or nothing. Okay, my boy taking notes. What's going on? All or nothing in the building right now. Definitely tapping in with all or nothing because, right, we need that. You know what I'm saying? He got the screen printing and shit like that. So, like I say, when it's my turn to get into the game to execute, you already know. But anyway, okay, cool. You say you got a brand for everybody. Fine. All right, cool, whatever, right? But number one, it's not for everybody, right? Because not everybody is going to like it. Not everybody is going to resonate. Not everybody is going to appreciate it. But all right, fine, whatever. Sometimes certain little shit is not even worth the discussion. It's not even worth the back and forth, right? I don't think that that's how it works, right? But now that you're in the ballpark, now that you're in the game, right? Take some of your pieces and make sure that some of your pieces are niching down. Again, when we speak on what happened with Not an Influencer brand, he said that the New York shirt changed his life. It was not the shirt that's for everybody that changed his life. It is the shirt that was specifically for New Yorkers that has changed his life. You see what I'm saying? Now, somebody who's in Atlanta, they might still want to wear a New York shirt, and that's for everybody. Sure, anybody can wear a New York shirt, right? But the people who it's for, it's going to resonate with them so much harder, so much deeper. Pause. It's going to resonate with them a little bit deeper because, nah, you connected with me. You see me for who I am, and now we like these. You see what I'm saying? So, like I say, it's up to you to go ahead and make that type of leap. But I'm going to tell you, like Matthew Hall told me, the New York shirt changed his life. When he niched down, his life changed. So go ahead and go all in with that. And the last but not least takeaway from this brand is there's actually not a need to go viral. If you look at his page on TikTok, non-influencer only has 3,000 followers. That we know that that's not a lot, right? If you look at his Instagram, like I said, he got about 20K, a little under 20K. And then if you pay attention to how many of these videos went viral, I think you can count on your hands how many of his videos went viral. I think you can count on your hands how many of his videos have over 1,000 likes, right? This is not to shit, right? But this is to show you and let you know that if you're dead ass trying your hardest to go viral, you're not understanding what it's about, right? This is one of the only times I'm going to say something in this area, because sometimes we just want to make sure that we are winning. We want to make sure that we are fed, that we are paid, right? There's other times where we are invested in building a brand, and now we can have those conversations as to what does my Instagram look like? What does my TikTok look like? How am I actually setting myself apart to win in this race? You see what I'm saying? But certain brands with certain products can actually go extremely incognito and still sell out, because again, the product is so hard. Not an influencer is going to catch my eye, catch my attention. I'm going to search it up and I'm going to buy it as soon as I possibly can, because I feel like it connects to me. It's just words, right? And so once we get into that area of just words that makes sense, we're winning. And so, yeah, again, for this playbook, a takeaway is that you don't always have to worry about going viral. It's cool. It's not 100% necessary. You see what I'm saying? Now, last but not least, if I was working for not an influencer, right, I would make sure that there is not an influencer pop-up. And this pop-up, I see that they're doing a pop-up in New York right now, right? And that's amazing. I don't know what it's going to be about, so I cannot speak too much. However, again, if I was working for the not an influencer brand, I would come through and I would do a pop-up. And I would make sure to feature the most influential people in the area. You see what I'm saying? So people who really shape the culture in this area, in this city, in this whatever, right? So now we're going New York, we're going Atlanta, we're going Miami. You know, I'm finna say Miami. And we're having those personal connections, as Matt Hall does. We're having those personal connections with certain people and saying, yo, look, we're doing this pop-up. I got some free merch for you. Come through, pull up, show out. You see what I'm saying? I would love to see area-specific shirts, right? So if it's the Miami joint, let's put some Miami colors, maybe the Vice City, maybe the red and orange like the Heat. New York, we already have that in the bag already. Atlanta Braves, you know what I'm saying? We could put some more sprinkle of something on it. You see what I'm saying? And then area-specific items would be crazy. When I say area-specific items, my first thought was a brick. I don't know. Go to New York, have a brick that says not an influencer. It's mad brick outside. That's just, you see what I'm saying? That shit just works. That shit just all comes together. You see what I'm saying? Something in Miami. What would you do in Miami? A sun, a gun, non-influ. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? A little gun, and then it come out and it bow. Non-influencer. Some shit. A beach ball. Oh, you got a beach ball in Miami, not an influencer, and we're at a pool, and we like that, and it's a party. It's a pool party. Okay. I'm telling you, there's so many different ways to do some type of shit like this. And then I would say to let's do a competition. You see what I'm saying? Who's the best influencer? Who's the most influential? Who's the something? Some type of competition to really get people moving, get people in action with the shirt, with the brand. Give people a full experience of not just buying the clothes, but entering into a world where you're humble enough to say, I'm not an influencer, but cocky enough to say, I'm influential, right? And so now when I walk out of this pop-up, right, I feel that way. And I feel like I just connected with the coolest niggas in South Florida, in New York, in Atlanta. And these people, they might not be influencers, but they're influential, right? And I think that's beautiful because we are definitely in an era of actually disliking influencers. You see what I'm saying? The name influencer and how saturated it's got and how stuffy and fake people are. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, don't call me. You see what I'm saying, right? If you're a YouTuber and you, but not even a YouTuber, if you're a person who you get on here and you stream, right? Oh, don't call me a streamer because I'm a marketer. You see what I'm saying? I'm a fucking journalist. I'm a this. I'm a that. Like, don't just boil me down to an influencer. I am influential and I do have the power to move a crowd. But I don't think a lot of people like to just be boiled down to that one thing. You see what I'm saying? That we're not with the fictitious and the superstitious, nice and tight. You know what I'm saying? We're cool off that. We're chilling. We want to be humble. We want to be calm. So I don't even want to call it humble because lots of ways to see that. Anyway, again, if I was working with the Not an Influencer brand, I have only put down 4 different options for the content in which I could see us doing. But let's get into the 4, right? Again, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the audience, right? And what does it mean to be influential? How can I see that with my eyeballs, right? And so option 1 is doing things that are cinematic, right? Making a movie, telling a story, making the audience feel seen. And so that's really important, right? Because we love, those cinematic things. I think if you drop something cinematic, people will sit down and watch and listen. And again, the branding of it in general is captivating enough to be like, okay, what are you trying to tell me here? Where are we going with this, right? And imagine it's a movie and it follows this person who gives game or gives tips or drops gems or whatever the case may be, and they do not want to ever be called an influencer, right? And so it literally could be a movie of your life, Matt Hall, right? It could be a movie of Matt Hall's life, short, freaking 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You want to really play with it, make it 15, something like that, right? But I would love to see cinematic things, and I would love to, again, put that out there with you. Now, another option for content for the Not an Influencer brand is featuring influential people. So again, take Cortez as an example. This is one of those ones where they really touch the culture, right? And they put somebody who is culturally relevant into their gear, into their shirt. And it's really putting the viewer in the mindset of, okay, cool. This person is very representative of this brand, right? These two things are now being correlated, right? And so who are the influential people that you feel like should be correlated with Not an Influencer? So again, we can touch the culture. We can do it in multiple different ways. It can be an interview, right? And during the interview, they can have your shirt on and they're saying this, they're saying that. They're just talking about their life. It doesn't have to be so uptight and specific. And then right at the end, you know what I'm saying? What does it mean to you to be influential? So now you take that long interview that's 10, you could go 10 minutes, you could go 30 minutes, you can go an hour. It's up to you. I don't know about an hour. We could probably do 15 minutes with these interviews, right? And again, we take those people who are embodying what it means to be an influencer. You take that 15 minutes each, and now this is not an influencer, the series. You see what I'm saying? Now you have these things that are 15 minutes apart a piece, and then you chop it up and you get whatever game and gems and this and this and that they're spreading. Now all of that is, number one, coming from your page, and number two, coming from a person who is wearing your shirt. So now when somebody who is influential is dropping gems and I'm watching it, I'm scrolling on my phone and I see it, I'm going to see, wait, okay, cool. What he just said was crazy hard. And what is this shirt? Oh, wait, this is the brand. Now I'm tapped in. Now I'm in there. Now I'm in there because you spoke to me on a deeper level. You see what I'm saying? So again, who embodies the people? I mean, who embodies the message? I'm sorry, even before I get ahead of myself right there, that's the interview style, right? Then we could do, again, freestyles, right? We could go to rappers, we could go to singers, we go to specific whatever people and you know, get them to perform. Maybe not even in interviews, I'll say performances. Right? Because again, with Cortez, we've seen, you know, the football players. I want to say there was a ballerina somewhere by somebody. I want to say, I don't know. And then some day in the life shit. You see what I'm saying? Hey, can we come and see your closet? You see what I'm saying? And while we're seeing their closet, they have not an influencer on the whole time. Hey, can we come with you to a meeting, to this, to that, hop in the car, do this, do that? It doesn't have to be a full, you know, longed out thing. But again, I know that, or I figure that Matt Hall is with people, is connecting, is shaking hands. So, you know, let's take this to the next level. Let's put a camera in somebody's hand and you see what I'm saying? Just, hey, put this shirt on and show me something cool because my audience likes you and they like what you do. And so now let's make connections with who you are, what you do, and what we stand for, right? So like I say, who embodies the message? Some low-key people or people that want to be low-key, chill. I'm just influential, that type of shit. I think that's a beautiful thing. Now, this is something that is and maybe could be a little bit more practical than everything. I mean, shoot, the way that I just did the interview little shit, that's very practical. But this is fairly practical as well, right? Daily episodes. We kind of want to position ourselves to really be in the day in the life of the consumer, right? So we can grab whoever, right? I don't know how to say this. Beyond me, brother. Schutz, bae. You know how to say this? Schutz? Schutz? What? You know this brand? Let me zoom in a little bit. Schutz. London, no? Type shit. All right. I tried to put my, you know, just wanted to involve you. Yeah.
You missed me to say that.
That part. Okay. So look, oh shit. Hold on. Let me get back in it. Yeah. So we got Schutz London. And their shit is really cool because there is a crowd, there is a group, and there's only 5, 7, 10 of them. You see what I'm saying? And they are continuously doing different things. They're on different missions. They are chopping it up with each other in creative ways. They're having fun with each other. Definitely do some research on this brand. This is a good brand to look at because their stuff is very unique. I haven't seen too many because they have Schutz London, and I think there's a Brazil one. I think there might be an American one as well. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's following one group. And I don't want to say that it's so much episodic as in like, okay, cool, like yesterday adds on to today. But it's just like funny little skits and little bits. And it's not high production at all. It doesn't cost too much. You just get the right people to put on the new clothes and to talk, to have a conversation, to do this, to do that. You see what I'm saying? Very simple stuff can be done with that. You see what I'm saying? And again, we want to really show the day in the life of the consumer of somebody who's going to wear this. And so something that could go off for you is we hate influencers, right? We hate stuck up people, but we love to put people on. You see what I'm saying? We love to put people on for the love of it, for the game, for the this, for the that. So now you got non-influencer, and then you got some nice pants, and now you're linked up with, you know, whoever that does pants, and they're like, yo, where'd you get those pants from, kid? Oh yeah, da 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 da. And now this is a person who is putting somebody else on game, and now I am seeing and associating, okay, somebody who puts somebody else on game is somebody who is not an influencer, just influential. You know what? I feel like that's who I am. Let me get 10 of those shirts. You see what I'm saying? I need that, and I need it now. Let me get 10. Delicious. Let me get 14 of them. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of just is going to make sense. The daily episodes, like I say, that could be easy. You could partner with one person. You could partner with the fashion groups. I see fashion groups popping out like crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? Team up with a fashion group and tell them, yo, have these episodes. Give me 10, 20, 30 episodes. You know what I'm saying? And they can bust that out in a week, in a few days, you know, like nothing. And then maybe you could switch to another group, whatever the case may be. There's different ways to do that. A lot of different ways to actually execute on that. That's one of my favorites. Option number 4, last but not least, I think we would all appreciate a Matthew Hall point of view. I don't know how much people really draw the line and connect non-influencer with Matthew Hall. As much as it's there and we see it, sometimes there feels like there's a disconnect. You see what I'm saying? So I would love to dive into that a little bit deeper, but then I would also love to really fix that issue with you. You see what I'm saying? But again, here's one of the ways to really fix that, right? If I was working with non-influencer brand, I would say something like this, right? It could be a Matthew Hall point of view. Now we can get a day in the life of what's going on with him. You see what I'm saying? Whether it be a vlog, like long form. And for me, long form vlogs, that's easy mode. You see what I'm saying? You hop on that motherfucker and you just show a cool day, right? And I'm sure you have cool ass days, bro. I feel like this is a cool, wholesome, chill ass guy. And I feel like he might be in his head about like, oh yeah, my days are boring. But again, we would love to see like, how regular are you? And how much does it make sense? And how is it that you are influential? When are we able to see that? So I think some YouTube would really go a long way with that. Or it could be a short form where it's like, all right, y'all, I'm going to show y'all me doing this very specific thing. And again, it seems like you're traveling, you're going to New York, you're going to Atlanta, you're at all the places. You see what I'm saying? You have the stories of this is how Cash Cobain got my shirt. This is how Central C got my shirt. You see what I'm saying? I think those things will really help. And then connecting deeper with you, with who you are. I don't feel like I know you too well. You see what I'm saying? So where are you really coming from? What are you really about? What's this? What's that? How can I connect? And yeah, again, whether it be in long form or short form, I think that would go a long way for your personal brand, right? But also for the non-influencer brand as well. Again, these are just options. These are just observations. These are just things that I think can really stack on, man. And that's everything, man. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't feel like that's enough. I sat here for an hour and 6 minutes, or maybe less. Let's say 45. I sat here for 45 minutes, and I really broke it down. And I feel like I'm not feeding the streets. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that there's more. Yeah, this took me a good amount of time to really, you know what I'm saying? Really deep it, fam, and put this shit together. I feel like it's a beautiful thing. Like I say, non-influencer brand is fire. Here's what I'll say. I don't know if you want a playbook, if you want this playbook, DM me, I be rich, 2 I's, the letter B, rich, and I'll go ahead and I'll send you this playbook with a few more notes and comments that I have said today. And if you're looking for a playbook for your own brand, make sure you DM me. I don't know exactly how we're gonna do this. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna start setting up shop, and that's gonna be one of the first things that I want to offer as a service to everybody. Right? Is playbooks for their brand. Right? So really diving into who you are, your brand DNA, key moments that you can make yourself stand out, certain plays that you can run, and yeah, you see what I'm saying? Straight like that. I'm sure we can add a little sprinkle of this and that here to, again, make your brand really pop. And it's just concepts and ideas for you to stay right here in alignment. Yeah, man. Like I say, DM me. and yeah, we'll talk pricing. With all that being said, I think that's really, I'm not finished. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this so much. I enjoyed this so thoroughly. This shit was fire to me. This shit was flames. Like, that's just one playbook. Like, I have so many other playbooks that I'm ready to drop. Like, I don't want to say ready to drop. I have to create them. But you know what I'm saying? Playbooks for music artists, playbooks for the modern day pop-up, playbooks from a sneaker store, Hype Miami. You know what I'm saying? Campaign to pop up. Man, there's a lot.